Okay, boys and ghouls. So our last episode we did a time lapse of me just building our downtown area, and at the beginning of it I kind of started, I guess, over here with my train station that I put in. So I just put this line, I had a kind of placeholder line in here next to it, and I was going to continue the trains off into Yonderland over here, maybe over to the airport eventually, but I figured if I'm going to be putting a monorail and stuff in anyway, I'm just going to make a bit of a hub out of this area. And so we've got a metro hub here, and I'll put a metro underground in the downtown area. I might even do an above ground line that runs instead of a metro. We'll see, but I'm not certain on that yet. And then around the edges of, oh, I got my roundabouts all sorted. I had not put my traffic manager stuff on it. So I got my roundabout sorted, and I got the intersections all, so nothing is backing up terribly. And I went ahead and put in some little roads back behind the train station here. I figure I'm going to make this into kind of a park and then have some buildings. And then I also, in the part that I want to be the highest density, I went ahead and did a bit of a layout, which I want kind of this corner, this Y section, to be kind of the highest density, but also I want to keep the traffic flowing, and I don't want many buildings, if any at all, coming off of the main roads. So I'm building these, I want to build some little interior networks like this. And what I tried to do, see if I can just get a top-down view here, is make it kind of all T intersections. So main traffic comes in here, splits off. Actually, this is a one-way road. Yeah, the outer ring of this is a one-way road. And then the inner ring is two-way. But they're all T intersections besides these little ones. But I tried to make the bigger ones that'll have the most traffic T intersections, so that it's just the way the game works, the easiest for the traffic. And then I put these little slips, not slips, but this was kind of my idea when I had when I wanted to do a ring road, was to put these little intersections kind of just all over the place. And I might add in a few more slip roads. We'll just kind of see how traffic progresses. But I put one over here, I put one over here. This area here is kind of all sloped. Anything outside of the ring road is very sloped. So, I don't know, I might put another kind of over here going off in this direction. But there she is. Our downtown bones. I still don't really know what I'm going to do with this road over here. I might raise this bridge up and continue it to maybe I'll just take it underground and continue it and meet around back with this residential area over here to have another way of access other than this one kind of road. But anyway, I kind of wanted to focus on, I guess, this area. I put the cathedral plenitude in here because I never use it, and I wanted a nice tall building that was striking to look at from a distance. So here we are. Where's our town? Our town's over here. Let's follow the bridge back to town. Here we are. Yeah, so it's a nice, and that'll be like the tallest building leading up this way. We'll put some lower buildings down here, and then we'll have taller IT cluster buildings back in here. So let's go ahead and try to get started on that. Oh, we have no water over here. We can fix that. Or power. Oh yeah, power is going to be the thing. What are we looking at power right now? We have good power availability. Our power plants are just these two solars. And once we start getting a lot of buildings in here, that's not going to be enough. So maybe I'll just go ahead and put in something else over here. Or maybe not, because I don't have very much money. Okay, maybe we'll start. was going to say maybe we'll start zoning, but I don't have money. Okay, so what do we want to do for power? Maybe I'll just go ahead and put in another power plant behind here. I don't even have enough money for that. You know what? This is what happens. So I've been oh, here we go. Take that loan, pay that one back. Now we have 178. I've just started my new job and it involves a lot of computer work. So that's why there hasn't been a video for a little bit, because I've been spending most of my day on the computer trying to get the whole system set up. And I will eventually be not doing computer system setup all day, but when I'm doing that, I just, you know, I don't want to spend more time on the computer in my off time, so that's why I haven't been. That's why I have had a little hiatus here of no city skylines. But while I've been away, we have actually hit 100 subscribers, and I just want to say thanks so much, because I don't, you know, expect this channel to go anywhere really. It's just something I do for fun in my off time, and I'm glad we're getting some enjoyment out of it. Okay, so this is just temporary. I will probably put a real power plant somewhere off, maybe over here in the future, and then we'll redesign this whole area. But for now, this is going to be the utility zone. But when you first come into the city, this is your view. Yeah, not very nice. Because this is all of it. This is our outside access. Is these inner city trains is bringing in all of our tourism right now. But anyway, we'll just stick with that for the moment, and we'll get you some water. And then I guess we should probably have a trash collection station over here as well. Let's focus on utilities. How about that? So we'll put in a recycling station. And I don't know how many of those we'll need. Let's go ahead and continue this down here. And then let's look at our emergency services. We want fire for sure. Uh-oh, I'm out of money again. I'm just going to take all the loans. I know we can pay them. Fire and police. We'll definitely want... Maybe I'll go with this corner. This is a one-way road running in this direction, I think. Let's pull our roads up here. It's not going to show me? Yeah, it's running in that direction. So let's put our fire station and police. Do police here, and then fire right next to it, if I had the money. 75,000? So the idea is to put them on this corner so that when they come out and they're going one way, they will be flowing in this direction. They can either choose to come in here, or they can choose to go out and spread out into the city. But I have no money at the moment, so let's go ahead and start zoning a little bit of commercial, I guess. And we can do high density commercial. We can try high density commercial, but I don't want to fill in this whole thing. So let's do a little more specific zoning and see what we can get that so it won't look too weird. And what always looks the best to me is if you leave some spaces in between. And maybe we'll put a nice walkway through here. Oh, this is a walkway here. These are my these are zonable pedestrian pathways that I think come with network extensions, and this one actually has bike in the middle, and then the outside is not bike, whatever that's called, pedestrians walking. And so let's see, let's first of all get some water all the way through here. so these poor guys won't disappear as soon as they come in. As soon as we get some growth, we'll start getting some taxes. I have a lot of residential demand, and that is a weird looking building. It's supposed to be like attached to other buildings, but we'll just wait for it to level up, I guess. And let's get some power lines running through here temporarily. Okay, so sort of. And then do I want to put in any kind of... Maybe I'll stick with some low density commercial just around this area. I'm just trying to kind of get the power through from these over to here. And then along this back side, I think I want this whole space to be open. Let's go ahead and put in a little bit of IT cluster zoning. Just the default zone. And we'll do it along this road. Because offices don't create the highest amount of traffic themselves. It's commercial that brings all the traffic in. So let's put some office, which we don't really have any office demand right now, but put some, which office demand is industrial. If you don't know, office is basically high density industrial. But we'll put some of that in here, just a big bank of it. And we'll see if we get any growth. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't put on my zone IT cluster? IT cluster. Okay, on that. 'Tis what we want. And then for maybe I'll do another little zone of like tourism, a tiny little tourism pocket right here in front of the, or you know what, maybe all the way down here. Tourism stuff doesn't get very high. Actually, I'm sorry. Tourism stuff is hotels. Leisure is stuff that doesn't get high. So maybe I will do a row of leisure here and maybe a couple hotels right there. It's very noisy, so we definitely want to keep it away from any residential, which is going to be a neighborhood over here, and seeing my residential demand, maybe that's what I should be working on right now. But we'll get this in here, because as soon as we do start to put in some tourism, it'll, or you know, residents, the commercial and industrial demand will go right up. So can I click on the smaller one? Here we go. Here we go. So this. And then this will be hotels. And they're going to be all sorts of weird shapes because they will be. So leisure there and then tourism there. And that is all just commercial, correct? I think so. I don't know if they have any 1 square hotels or not. You know what, I think I'm going to take out the little 1 squares. But a big part of what I want to try to do, whoa, what's going on over here? This traffic, hey? So everyone coming on this freeway wants to either come over here and go straight. They're using the bridge as like a cut through of the city, which of course they are. They have to go that way, but thinking about if it would be easier to give them direct access. There's not really anywhere to give direct access. I could do direct access off here, and that would help this traffic go down, but as far as this, it goes up and down. We'll keep an eye on it. If it gets really bad, we'll work on something else. So, okay. Water is an issue. I mean, not an issue, it's just ignored by moi. C'est moi. Does this connect right here? Yes, it does. All right. Yeah, I think that'll be okay once we get... I like this that they grew in kind of big there. This will be okay once we get some taller buildings in behind this. I'm not the biggest fan of this asset, whatever the heck this is, but that's okay. Nice little tourism district. And then maybe I'll put some normal low density shops along the outside over here. So let me just try to clean up this a teeny tiny bit so that our low density shops won't be affected by it. And then we'll just go wha-bam. Man, I keep thinking it's going to be a lot of... It's not going to grow in very fast because I don't have very much demand for commercial, but I have it. It's just not as much as the residential compared to residential. Now what did I need? A fire station. Yeah. Badly. Fire. Okay. And then for medical, where's medical? I wanted to use this one of these medical laboratory. Oh, this general hospital from the Japanese content creator pack. It's just a cool looking building. Ooh, does it fit in here? Yes, it does. But it comes out onto that road. So maybe I'll do it on this side. This is coming directly out onto a collector road, which these are local roads. This is a collector road, and then a big 6-lane is an arterial road. And really you want all of your services to come out kind of on a local road instead. How much is this? 81,000. But because this comes out onto an arterial road and they can turn left or right from there, I'm not too concerned about it, I think. Do I want the hospital even over here? This was going to be my highest density area. We do need a hospital somewhere. And look, we need workers. We need workers like crazy. So I'm thinking maybe to do residential, like standard high density residential here, and then a Green Cities high density residential over here. Kind of like the one we have over there, except more densely packed. So let's try and make a little bit of a neighborhood. But the problem will be I do not want another intersection, because earlier we saw that the intersection got a little bit, it got a little bit backed up along that road. So let's try with trees and see what we can come up with. Yeah, I like that all right. It's going to get lots of residents in there. I do want to put in some walkways before we start zoning. Just going to do this all of this, and get them water, and make everybody happy. Because those businesses need workers like mad. And I guess we'll go down these streets too. I'm just going to connect straight through to there, because nothing's going to be zoned on this side, so you would be able to dig it up if you needed to. And power is a good idea. I'm going to go ahead and put in a little park, maybe 2 little parks. Let's see what we have for parks. We'll do a dog park over by the tram station, way the heck over there. I did dueling Japanese gardens, so maybe I'll do a little kiddie park instead. Where's the tiny playground? Let's Small playground. It's kind of the same size as the dog park. Take your dogs to play, take your kids to play. Same thing, right? Totally. Oh yeah, this will be great. Once they get upgraded and get taller, those will be good. And we can put some trees in back here. Are there any of these that we want to make historical right now? I don't love any of them, really. I do kind of want to keep these ones up against the front smaller, though. So maybe we'll make that one historical. And this one? And then maybe this one as well. It's a bit bigger, but it's not super, super tall. So we'll let the rest of them level up. And man, this traffic. Most of them want to go straight on. I wonder if I shouldn't put a straight through. It's not a great idea. I should also probably, all these people just want to turn right. I should also probably just put a sweeping turn over to there. Oh, but I've got my pathway. A pathway in the way. I could put a tunnel for my pathway. Because they're all coming to see this. Oh, and that's slowing it down so much. Oh, that's a big problem. I could just move the whole pathway to the other side of the bridge. But it comes to this little hub over here. Let's look at these people real quick and see where they're all coming from. The ones that do walk on this bridge. This is one of the university bridges that has, from the campus DLC, that has these railings like that. I really like the way it looks. Yeah, they're all staying over on this side mostly. Well, some of them are crossing. It's kind of hard to tell with it going so fast. Where are you going, friend? That way. Okay, so I think we will... Oh, looking good already. Okay. I mean, it's the name of the game, City Skylines. You want to build a beautiful skyline off in the distance, right? So maybe I will take this part of the pathway, sink it underground, and have it come up over on this side, because this is also where I have the walkway to get over to the train station. So I'm going to pause it really quick, because all of these little people are going to, all their pathfinding, the AI pathfinding, is going to turn wonky. Let me get this bridge, but I need to remember to do that when I use my picker tool. The picker tool always puts it to, this is a bridge, so it was going to force everything to be bridged. So let's go snap to angle, please. Let's come up to here and then go underground. Page down. Just kidding. But no, really, we did almost die because, well, I'll tell you exactly why in a minute, but let me first finish this pathway thing. So I got the path. For some reason, this path, the university path, wouldn't go underground. So I switched it to a standard path to go underground, and I'll just see, goes under there, comes up right next to the bridge, and then they can continue on around here. But I continued recording for another 20 or so minutes, and I'm just gonna zoom over here, and I'm not gonna hit play yet, and I'll tell you why. I continued playing for another 20-30 minutes, and I built out the rest of our little residential area. We had only this square done, I think. So just built out the rest of the grid, put in a fire station, crematorium, a little bit of a medical and a baby park here, Park City Park, or Park Life Park, with the cafe and the playset, just because this is a bit noisy. Let's see if we go on noise here. it's a bit noisy for houses to be that close to it, so. But I was going and going and going, and then all of a sudden I had no money, which is a running theme with me, it seems. And it was because I've been focusing on big builds, and you know, before I'm just focusing so hard on making this city look nice that I'm not expanding quickly enough with my housing. So like the last housing expansion we did was this little tiny neighborhood, and that's honestly, that's not a lot of residents. So what I need to focus on is a lot more residential. And so we'll do that. And I was just losing money left and right. I was having to go in and like raise my taxes and lower them every 20 seconds just to get enough money to recover. So we're gonna hop over here into this little section and try and see if we can't do a bit of a green cities. This is all residential right here, which is not going to stay there. That's going to turn into commercial, but it's just to help us get the tax revenue right now. Same with this. I'm thinking maybe make a hospital complex out of this or something, medical complex. But anyway, for right now the focus is residential. So I'm going to keep it paused for a minute. Well, let's try unpausing. I've got it kind of balanced, but if we start dropping money, and we had dropped down to like almost 13,000 people, which I thought we were a lot higher. I mean, I just usually am a lot higher by this point of a city. When I get to building the downtown, I'm usually at 40 or 50,000 people, and I've just been focusing on pretty big builds. Big, pretty builds, whatever. And not paying attention to the fact that I need a lot more residents to support this type of infrastructure. So let's turn on our this thing, topography, and we'll just kind of follow along. Oh, I probably don't want I probably want to be able to let them park. And we're just going to see what it looks like if we put in some... Would that be a weird? Put in some housing along here. Let's see, does that look too crazy? No, that's actually alright. Take that light out, but yeah, that's enough of a... Definitely want to give people more than one way in and out of these things. I do like the tree-lined street, but they need to park, so maybe we'll do like half and half. Let's do like upgrade, so trees next to the road, and then every other one-ish, just to keep people from parking next to the intersection. Yeah, give people places to park. Okay. And then I wonder how loud this highway is if we want... I mean, that would be coming up the hill. That would be kind of weird looking to have more houses coming up here. So let's get a district in. And like I said, I wanted to make this a green cities, high density green cities area. And maybe down by the water we'll do a tiny little bit of organic and local produce as well. Self-sufficient buildings, and then we'll just paint in. Keep them off of the main road there. And I think I'm just going to go along the back here and then go down another tier. I'll show you what I mean. And first of all, I'm going to get water across. Let's get some water across and come off the snapping for this, because following curved roads is a pain. Okay. But anyways, yeah, I just, when I'm playing to not make everything so pretty, I will just zone large neighborhoods without even really thinking about how they look. Whereas how I'm playing now is that I just want everything to be gorgeous. So I just haven't been making these big giant neighborhoods that I need to be making and totally focusing on the fun builds like the big farm and which I mean we needed, we had the demand for it, but you also have to remember that these things cost money. Why did that turn off? I need that. There we go. So let's see what we can get. That's pretty far away, isn't it? So many trees over here. I need to delete like half of these. I do want to be pretty close. I guess I just don't want, let's start like this. I don't want a connecting street out on the main road every single time. That's what I'm trying to say. So we can start to kind of come like this. I'm not really sure where I'm going to go with this. This road could actually probably continue over here. Yeah, it totally can. And maybe have another little entrance and exit off of here. We'll try it out. Get some nice riverfront housing. Let's stop right about here. Is that, it's too close to this intersection over here, and there's that intersection there. We'll see. We'll see if we need to put in another intersection, we will. But overall, this is residential, so it shouldn't be too heavy on the traffic. And then kind of like, there's not going to be houses on the front side of this, so would this work? And then how are we going to connect these? I can kind of come down like this. Yeah. Oh, we need power. We need power, something fierce. I'm trying to get this to connect in kind of at a 90. Oh, that's crazy looking. We can do move it and page down. I keep forgetting to watch my money here. But yeah, it looks like we're pretty balanced now. I had to turn off a bunch of buildings. I had to turn off basically every one of the larger university assets because they were just costing each like $1,000 a week to upkeep. And then what am I doing? Power. And then I turned off like the, what am I even trying to say? This is the university, and then these ones over here. This oh, is it still on? I thought I turned it off. Oh yeah, it's off. The gymnasium and the pool, they were also really expensive, and surprisingly, this mall was only like $200 a week, so I kept that on. But anyway, yeah, going way above and beyond my means over there, and not so great, not so great, not a great idea, self. I think of myself as being kind of good at this game, and it's a little it's disappointing to myself when I mess up like that. So let's see, how big is this playground? Too big. Let's do kind of the same thing. So over here that we missed, I was recording and I don't know if I didn't hit stop recording or I just thought I was recording and I wasn't, but anyway, I made this whole nice little green avenue to come over the bridge to separate the residential from the commercial. This is all nightlife over here, so it's loud. And I just did a kiddie park, a dog park, tiny little bit of commercial just for shops for them to get to without having to go all the way over there. Normal park, cemetery, and oh, I put in the subway. That was a big thing that I missed. I put in the subway. It just goes back and forth from here to here. It's just a curve. I did not put any stops in the residential neighborhood. Subway stations are very loud, metro stations, but I did put this walkway that's getting a ton of use. And then same with a walkway over here that's getting a ton of use up to the intersection. And then they can just walk off toward the station down here. So I still got to come in and do another, and if you didn't know this, you can put walkways going into the backs of your metros and your trains, and it'll connect. So that's nice. But anyway, back to our residential, and let's look at our money. Yeah, we're losing a ton of money for no good reason. So let me pause it for just a quick second here and get these parks in. Little baby park, small playground. Can I not touch that? I can't. And then where's the dog park at? Also not great. So we're gonna stick these right up on the corner and cut into, I guess I don't want people stopping on the front street there. And small playground. Using all my money right away, but it brings the desirability of this neighborhood up. And also some road connections. How about some road connections? Do we want to put a road connection over here? It's kind of like a very steep incline here. How's that looking? Yeah, that's not too bad. And then did we have a connection all the way over at this end? And then this connection down here. I don't want to put in another road, but I will put in a pathway in just a minute when I get, you know what, I have, I'm like, why can't I see? It's all these shadows. I always try to put this on before I start recording so that we don't have so many shadows and it always looks the same. Okay, so then let's try just doing oh no, not enough money. Okay, so here's what I've been having to do is go in, turn this up for a minute, put it on high speed, and just watch the money pour in, but then you only want to do it for 10 or 15 seconds and then put it back down because people will start moving out. You can do the same on all the other ones, all the other zones. But really the most revenue you get is from your residents, which has been my problem, as discussed. So get these back down to 12. And just look at us lose money. Just watch it go down and down and down. But we have the residential demand, so they should be growing in here, hopefully, shortly. Did this? Yeah, that's okay. See how this is looking. So this is all going to be built up. I've got some higher IT buildings coming in behind our Cathedral of Plenitude. The nightlife area is going to stay pretty low. Hotels over here to go up, and then we'll do some more unique buildings and taller things behind here, but kind of do a bit of going up here and then top off and then go down again. So that's what we're aiming for, but first we're aiming to not lose money. So hopefully they will keep growing in over here. I don't know, I did zone that, right? Yeah, and it's connected by the road. Okay. So keeping an eye on our money and turning off our intersections. I do want to put a little bit of a commercial front down here, so let's get that going. Oh, and I didn't, let's just do like every other one, kind of like this. This is a great way to do spaced out neighborhoods too, which I used to do in all my other cities. Just make big neighborhoods with curving roads, and then you can easily just fill in every other space without it having to be like it just looks nice. Okay, let's get water. Oh yeah, I didn't finish this bit. And then maybe we'll do... I need to put another bit of parkland in here just to keep the demand going. I wonder if well, there's 2 parks right there. I wonder if I make like this front area into a park, kind of behind the commercial. They don't have power. Hang on. Pause. Pause for power. Let me get my park district in here. And we'll make this little front line into a park. How's that look? Crazy. Thank goodness for the movement mod, right? Page down. Whoop. Much better. Okay. So then if we come off of that, let's go with nature reserve. Here we go, with the lights on it. And then we can just kind of, whoops, space already occupied by what? Come along the back of this with some, I don't know, gazebos. And I'm not going to be too bothered about the park gate on this end. Mostly it's good. This is going to catch most people coming down here. But over from this end, they'll just connect through to that side of the park, so that's totally fine. And then we can also come into this side and do something similar and get a couple of the bigger park assets in here. So we'll see what we can come up with. So that should have added some. Oh, I need to get a park asset in there. The reason I started doing that was to get a park asset in there to pass the electrical through. I was gonna say that this will generate demand for these houses down here so that they'll grow in a bit faster, but let's find a gazebo or two to stick in here, like so, in the middle of the trees, please. Sure. Yeah. And does that pass the power through? Not quite. What can we put right here? You know what we can put is a little earthquake sensor, and then a tsunami warning buoy. No, not that. Little earthquake warning sensors, just to pass the power along. And they look like, you know, little utility buildings. So now we look with the electricity. Yeah, perfect. There we go. All right, and see, they start growing up immediately because there's a park here now. And we're still losing money like mad. So I've turned down all of my, let's go on 1 speed. I've turned down my budget on a lot of things, and I just keep not having the revenue. So we're just gonna do this again. It's gonna be a constant battle, but it's good. It's good to show that, you know, you can overcome these things if you play with it and work with it. So let's get some more residents in here. And there are so many of the same size of these buildings. So what you do to combat this is come in with your sizing tool, and you just Let's delete this middle one and cut off the back of it. And then let's delete, I mean, these are all the same. It's just kind of silly looking. So let's delete those. And these are all three the same. Let's go with deleting the bigger ones on this side. Whoops. And taking the backs off of them. Because, I mean, they make the big square cutout in the land anyway. And along the edges, you don't really want that. And we'll see. We shall see what grows in. But yeah, if you do smaller areas, these smaller shops kind of grow in. Maybe we'll take out this one as well and do cut this off. Maybe get 2 little shops in there next to each other. And then let's try for a 1 square. Okay, we're making money now. Gaining population. I don't know what it was. I got down to like 13,000 people, and I do know what it was actually. I had a huge traffic jam because of my buses. So I just deleted the bus line and re-put it in after the traffic had cleared. But like this, the red buses here, they were creating a huge traffic jam, and mostly it was because of this intersection. So I changed it so they can only turn right out of here as well. So no crossing over from these side streets. And that helped a lot. That just fixed the problem. So, but because of that traffic jam, nobody could get anywhere. I had no health care. All my people were dying. So, yeah, when you focus on, you gotta remember to not focus on one little spot, because you end up killing the rest of your city if there's a problem that's going unnoticed by you. So, okay, we're gaining money. Gaining money, let's turn the speed up here. Let's see if we can't attract some more residents over on this side. And I forgot to put my parking enabled streets in the centers of these sections here. It makes the people unhappy when you do that. I mean, it makes them less happy, I should say, when you do that, because the tree-lined streets actually make it quieter. But oh, the whole row of these ones isn't so bad. I don't like this little one being mixed in, but I'm not gonna do plopping the growables until I have a lot of money, and we'll just let it grow in how it wants to grow in for now. It doesn't look too terrible. I'm liking the curve of this. Always try to work with your curves. Don't just flatten everything out, because it makes for some interesting looking areas. I mean, that would be definitely a high-end, high-cost area to live in, with all the parks around. Yeah. Oh, look. Exactly what... No, just kidding. I thought it was going to be the little tented ones that I wanted to grow in, but it's not. Oh, well. Anyway, we saved the city. We almost killed the city. I almost killed the city. And, yeah, I'm liking this little wavy land. So, next time I am going to focus more on expanding as well, just because this isn't totally stable. I haven't turned my budget back up. So let's go ahead and try to do that. So yeah, have the population to support your infrastructure, children, because I didn't. And maybe we'll start looking at the condos over here. No, there's nothing over there yet. But you know what we could do is put a little worker community over here, kind of off behind this area, that can then merge into condo land over here to beef up our numbers, because we're sitting at a little over almost 19,000 now. Much better than 15,000. And we'll see about being able to turn some buildings back on. My dog says hi. And we'll see you next time. Thanks again for 100 subscribers. I really appreciate it.